Hello, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to create a new React project login form, which includes email field, password field, some options such as remember me and forgot password. On clicking which, user will see the respective outcome. So first, filling the email field as gmail.com and also the password, which has a visibility option. And then if we click the login button, then it will take a time to create up to do the successful login. So starting from the project, first from the index.css file, setting some of the um, properties for the body and some global variables so that they can be used throughout the whole project, such as primary, secondary, success, error, text, mutate, and colors. Now coming to the app.jsx file imported in the main.jsx, first we create a app shell inside which our app will be displayed, and setting some of the CSS properties in the app.css file imported in the app.js. Now creating a login card where our login form will be displayed to the user, and setting some of the CSS properties in the CSS file such as width, max width, background, and so on. Now the title using the h1 tag and setting again some of the CSS properties and subtitles such as sign in to continue. So after creating every title, we need to set to the CSS property so that our UI looks good. Now creating a new component called login form, which will going to be imported in our app.jsx file. So using the RAFCE code, we going to create boilerplate code for the new component. After importing, we need to create another component called input field, which we going to import in our login form with some of the variables such as ID, label, type, placeholder, and autofocus. We pass them through using the props to that input field component. So now coming to the input field, creating an input group where we going to create a first label which will display the label of email field that user need to put the email address. Then we creating the input field for the email input. So setting the type, ID, placeholder, and autofocus that we received from the props from the login form component. Now setting some of the CSS properties respectively after creating new component or a new input field inside the JSX folder. Now we're creating a input error, which will basically display the error to the user on the respective whenever the respective error comes, and designing it. Now creating a password input field, which is also going to be imported in the app.jsx. And using the RFC, we're creating a boilerplate code and passing the some of the values from using the props from parent component to the child component. So now in the password field, we have created the label, and now we going to create a password wrapper inside which our password will be displayed, or our password input field will going to be included. So after setting some of the CSS properties such as display flags and focus within, or whenever it has error, it will show the error. Now we're creating the input field with the given password name, ID, and the placeholder that we received from the parent component. So user going to place the password inside the input field, and now we're creating a I button for the user so that whenever user clicks the I button, the password or written password put it by the user in the input box should be displayed. So for that we are using the React icons name called as FII. So this will create a icon for the user, and now again creating a error field for the user so that whenever any error occurs, it will show to the user. Now coming back to the login form, we created a form row so that we can show some of the extra features to the user such as remember me or forgot password, which basically helps the user to save their credentials for the further logins. So first we have created the remember me. Now creating a forward password, on clicking which the particular response will be shown to the user. Now creating a new component called button, which is also going to be imported in the login form. So first importing the CSS file and now calling the button in the login form and passing some of the values through props to the button component and displaying the text as login. So receiving it as if you need the code of any of the tutorial or of the current tutorial, just simply go to the description of the video. Here the source code link is given, which will redirect you to the official website of the image. It will take some time to fetch the code from the database. Here you will find the user video link, and if you scroll down, you will find some of the images from the UI, how the UI looks like, and then you will find a basically code sandbox area where the code project is deployed. So if you want to copy the code or want to clone the repo in your system, just click on the open sandbox. It will open the sandbox portal where the code is deployed, from where you can run the code or to directly copy in your system. So coming back to the website, if at the end the like button is given, if you clearly like the tutorial, just simply put the like, means click the like button, it will increase the like, and also put the comment if you really find it helpful, just as very helpful. So very helpful, it will save and your identity will not be revealed, as it is saved with the name of anonymous. And in the end, if you want to look on the other tutorial, then you can also you can navigate to the main web page where the or main homepage where you can join the channel by, if you want to receive the notification for whenever the new tutorial is out, then you can join the Devage community by putting your email simply, just as Devage x at the rate gmail.com. So when you join the community, it will take some time to enter your email into the database, and it will show you the message that welcome, checking your inbox, means you will receive a welcoming mail from the Devage community. When then later, if you scroll down, you will find the recent tutorial here. Also, you can see the different filter options based on the technology used in the project. If you need the project based on the API, then you can click on it and it will fetch the API related projects, same as with CSS, HTML, JavaScript, and React statics. Also, if you after that, uh, here is also another filter is given where you can look at the oldest tutorial or fetch the most like tutorial or the most viewed tutorial from the user's perspective. And also, if you want to look all of the tutorials, then click on the tutorial page where you can simply search any of the tutorial based on your choice. For example, you want some JavaScript related project or password related project, then simply type password. It will fetch out all the related tutorials to them. So this is the main website where you can join the Playbatch community and get the notification whenever the new video is out. So receiving it as from the parent component and creating a new element called button with the received value such as type disabled or is loading. Disabled or is loading is basically for disabling the button whenever user is filling the data or enabling the button whenever the data is validated inside the form. Now setting some of the CSS properties for the button in the button.css file imported, which is used in the button.jsx file. After setting some of the properties, we set the properties for spinner so that spinner can be shown to the user with some animation called key. Now, based on the value of is loading, whether our data is submitted or not, we will going to show the user the spinner. If the is loading is not in the state, then we will show the direct response. Now, coming to the backend, we create basically new states called form data of type object, email, and password, and same as error state of type of object type of email and password. Then new states as remember me and is loading or is success, which is of boolean type, basically stores the value in terms of boolean true false. And then a new variable called form field, which is going to validate the form based on the input uh, based on the email and password input, whether are they filled or not. Then proceeding, we are creating a new variable with new function called validate field, which first validate the email whether it is filled or not, and if it is filled then it is a valid email or not. So for that, to validate whether it's a valid email or not, we basically created a email regex function that you can copy from the code given in the description. So now validating the password field whether it's filled or not, or if it is filled then it is of 8 character or not. Then after that, we creating a handle change function which basically first receive the props as event and storing the value of name and value from the e.target. Now in using the spread operator, we are saving the new field data in the set form data state, and same as with the error. After handle change, we created a handle blur in the same fashion. First we receiving the event, then fetching the value as name and value from event target and saving it in the set error state. Now creating a handle submit function, which basically first uses the prevent default, which used to stop the form from reloading again and again. Then we are validating our email field and password field, and if any of the error occurs in them, then we are just returning the function without executing further. If none of the error occurs, then we set the is loading state as true and creating a timeout for the 2 seconds so that the user can see the proper UI response whenever he or she clicks the button after filling the form. Then we created a new function called handle forgot password, which in the same manner uses the prevent default and uses the alert box to show the response to the user. And based on the success state, if it is true, then we are going to display the different UI to the user. So for that, we are creating a further new elements such as login, going to display the user to us a new UI such as login is successful, please go back, inside which we are also displaying a new button called back to login, which will be on clicking which user will redirect it back to the login form so that user can fill another data and can submit it. So it has a on submit on click property, which is basically setting the success as false so that it redirect back to the login page. Now connecting our input field with the value or on change functions and passing into the respective component in the props so that the particular state or input state also can be connected with the created states. Same is and we are doing the same with the password input field, passing the value on handle change function, handle blur function to the particular component. Inside the password input, we are creating a new state called show password, which is basically used to show the password to the user. Whenever the I button is clicked, then show the password, otherwise not show. So on the basis of show password, we are basically setting the type of the input field. If it is show password is false, then it is of text type. If it is not, then it is of password type. So the password functionality can be maintained. Also in the button, we are setting some of the area label based on the show password and the eye icon also. If show password is true, then show the close eye. If it is false, then show the open eye. And same we are doing in the remember and forgot password state, connecting it with the particular function and the particular state. So if whenever particular state is clicked, the particular response can be shown. So now in the UI, you can see whenever I am filling any of the email and password and clicking the button, it will take some time to show the spinner and then show the successful state. And also if I am filling the form without filling any email or password field, then it will show error respectively. And also the I button is working perfect. If I click the login button, it will take some time and show the success state. If you really like the tutorial, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.